Hi there, I'm Julie Hyde from Distinctive Leadership, where we focus on providing small to medium business owners with more time, more profits, and more power back into their business through leadership. Our leadership lesson today is from Rudy Giuliani and learning from him about leadership in a crisis. So, you will have heard me mention that we are in a leadership crisis, and I'm sure you have identified it also. We recently ran a webinar on what business leaders can learn from a leader facing disaster, highlighting the outstanding leadership of Queensland Premier Anna Bligh during the natural disasters that her state endured. During that webinar, I also highlighted another outstanding example of leadership in a crisis, Rudy Giuliani, the former mayor of New York. On September 11, 2001, we witnessed both the destructive power of evil leadership and resilient power of heroic leadership by the New York Fire Department and New York Police Department, as an example, and countless others. Rudy Giuliani was a key contributor to providing hope to his city, demonstrating resilience and a standard of leadership that is absolutely admirable. Similar to Anna Bligh, by all accounts, Rudy didn't have a great reputation before the disaster. He was actually described as lame and lazy. So not only did he have to claw back his reputation, he had to improve and build on it dramatically. His actions during the disaster of 9/11 certainly did that. In these times, leaders have the choice to sit back and allow others to do what is required, or get out there, be hands-on, and stand tall. In just 111 days, Rudy Giuliani did that. He emerged as a formidable leader, standing tall, and was the embodiment of the Manhattan spirit. Rudy Giuliani was voted Time magazine's Person of the Year. Now that is an amazing achievement, and that takes courage. In his book titled Leadership, which is a fantastic read, Giuliani writes, "It is in times of crisis that good leaders emerge." Rudy Giuliani demonstrates that during times of crisis, leaders must do 4 critical things: be visible, composed, vocal, and resilient. So the first one is being visible. He speaks of being there in person and surveying with your own eyes what is going on. During a crisis, leaders must be out front rather than hiding from the ideal, rather than hiding from what's really going on. Number 2 is to remain composed. Rudy Giuliani writes, "Leaders have to control their emotions under pressure. Much of your ability to get people to do what they have to do is going to depend on what they perceive when they look at you and listen to you. They need to see someone who is stronger than they are, but human as well." No matter how difficult things may seem, leaders must maintain poise under pressure. People will be looking to your face as well as tuning in to the tone of your voice to determine whether they should panic or remain calm. You need to give them hope. Number 3 is vocal. So in addition to being visible and composed, leaders must step up in an effort to calm people down and communicate with them. You must speak up and take charge of what people are thinking and feeling at the time. You must reassure them and give them a simple yet specific plan that will get people through the crisis. Outline important action steps that they can take immediately to help themselves and to help their team. And number 4 is resilience. Give your team a sense of hope. Let them know that they have the ability to make it through the crisis. It doesn't take a crisis of catastrophic proportions for a leader to stand up and be these things. In the leadership crisis that we're enduring right now, if leaders looked in the mirror and accepted responsibility for where they are at and stood tall, this would go a long way to turning this crisis around. leaders, assess what you've just learnt today and the actions of Rudy Giuliani and how it improved his leadership perception. He might have been a fantastic leader prior to 9/11, but that certainly wasn't the perception. Courage is what is required. And courage is what all great leaders can tap into if they want to.